College Football Update with your host, Sean Spencer and Alex Loosemore.
And speaking of week 2, we got to talk about it. The games are coming up. There have been some games that played. Louisville played last night against Murray State, won, I believe, 56-0. I believe Indiana is playing right now.
Indiana's up 31-7 on Indiana State.
Okay.
So they're looking much better. And there's one more game going on right now, Illinois and Kansas. And Kansas is also winning 31-7. That game ain't close.
No.
So I thought it would be closer too. I mean, we talked. They've got two of the best interior defensive linemen, that being Illinois, in the country, and they've just been so good the last couple of years. And I mean, we've seen NFL players come off that defense left, right, and center.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, we also saw what Kansas did last year. It ain't a fluke. Jalen Daniels is legit. They got playmakers now, and they're showing it tonight. That's for sure. I want to check Jalen Daniels' stats here. 14 of 21, 189 yards, 2 touchdowns early in the third quarter.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not
Decent.
bad. Yeah, I'm definitely looking for them to keep this up. Obviously, last year we saw, what did they start off? I think it was 3-0 or 4-0. I think
they got 7-0, I think.
Yeah. It
because it was them. Yeah, and that was in the TCU game.
That's right.
They were both 7-0, and it went to game day in Kansas because we were losing our minds that Kansas got college game day for football.
Right.
And that them and TCU were both undefeated, 7-0. And it was going toe-to-toe. Jalen Daniels got hurt. And like I said earlier in the show, TCU had Superman wearing number 15 or 16, whatever it was for him. And it was enough for them to steal the win.
Wow. That totally derailed their season. Kansas couldn't get it. They couldn't get it back together after that. So, hey, hopefully they could do it.
He came back, Daniels, that is, for that bowl game against Arkansas.
Yeah.
That one was so much fun. I don't know if you remember that one.
No,
I think we were we on? I was on some show at that time. I think it was with you. I think we were doing the college show. Because it was just like, oh my God, Kansas scored. Oh my God, Arkansas scored. Kansas scored. Arkansas scored. Like, it was just so back and forth late in that fourth quarter. And it was, Alec was saying we were on stream for that game.
Yeah, was it NFL edition?
I don't know.
Because I remember messaging. I think I was in the comments. I remember messaging back and forth.
No, I think you were in.
Was
there.
I on?
I think it was. I mean, it was during bowl season, so I think it was. I think we were previewing your guys' game.
Could be. I
think that's what it was. And then Johnny and all them were in the comments. Ben, I'm pretty sure that was the day that we were previewing your guys' game.
That's when I said the fateful quack quack.
Yep. Yes.
Never again, Alec. Never again. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. So, So week two. Obviously, we got a number of games. We got my game that I'm kind of excited to see because I want to see Drake another week, but at the same time, and Will tell you this. I was next to Will when we were up 31-14, and I was next to him, and it was in the fourth, and he's like, "Oh, you're not happy? You're not excited?" I was like, I watched that App State game. I remember in the fourth, I'm like, "Oh yeah, we got this, and then they scored 40 flipping points. Now, we saw how good that defense looked in game one against an SEC team. We'll say that because I don't know how much O-line they had. But this is going to be a game where our defense is going to need to show up. So that's obviously the game I'm looking at. Another one, Vandy and Wake Forest. 2-0 Vanderbilt, man. Can they keep this thing going? We got them going as much as 6 or 7-0 this year. They have to get this W this week. And then I believe they have Kentucky coming up after the Kentucky, Missouri. Yeah. So they're going to have to get this W. Down the list, obviously Colorado. Ole Miss, Tulane.
Yep.
That's a game, man, Alex. I'm really wanting to tune into that one. Ole Miss put up 70 plus last week. Tulane, we saw what they did against USC last year. This one looks like it's gonna be a barn burner, man.
Yeah. I mean, and if you look at the spread, they're only giving Ole Miss a touchdown on the spread, so they think it's gonna be close. It's in Tulane. Tulane's hosting that game.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't want to call the upset on that, but
I was about to say, you calling it?
I can't call that one, but I'll put them on upset watch.
Yeah,
I'll do that. I'm not calling the upset for this game. I don't know if I have one that I'm willing to legit call upset this week. I got to take a look at the rest of the games here.
I'll give you Texas.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna say I'll take Texas. Although I don't really think of that as an upset because I think Texas is the better team. But based on the rankings, it's an upset. Looking at some other ones here.
I'm trying to think.
San Diego State hosting UCLA.
They
got UCLA by basically 2 touchdowns.
Really?
13.5 is the spread for UCLA.
Oh,
I'm taking San Diego State to cover that spread.
I'm about to say, yeah. Look, I shout out to UCLA. I know I talked about Carson Steele before the year. I think he had 70 yards on the ground. So it was good. But I mean, I'm trying to think who they played in that first game. It was like
San Jose State.
Who was it?
I think they played San Jose State last week.
That's who they played. Yeah, because they were able to get the dub. Was it Idaho State?
I'm trying to find it here because I saw on ESPN it's showing week 1 and week 0 in the same, so it immediately showed San Jose State and USC.
Yeah.
Let's see here. UCLA, where are you? Played Coastal Carolina.
Oh, right. And with Grayson McCall still there. And they got, but so I said that to say Dante Moore got his start, and we were able to see him. He was able to, obviously they got the W, and they won by a couple scores, but still, I want to see him against stiffer competition.
Yeah,
we know what that San Diego State defense is. They shut down Ohio obviously after Warwick got hurt. They were able to get a dub last week, so this is a big game. This is a big one because UCLA is one of those that's definitely on the rise, and they can't afford to lose pace, especially now with the teams like Colorado are getting up. You know what I mean? So this is going to be a big one for me. I like this one.
Yeah. I think the one other game I'm looking at is 2 teams we've already talked about earlier. Utah going to Baylor.
Yeah.
My big thing is I haven't heard anything yet on if Cam Rising is playing. I know they were looking at him coming back this week. I'm going to look it up and see if I can find anything.
Yeah.
But if not, Utah going across to Baylor. I know they looked good last week, but that's a tall task.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
you have to ask, when you look at Baylor, are they going to have that chip on their shoulder? They get embarrassed in week 1. Are they going to have that chip on their shoulder, ready to come out and play? And then Utah, can they get it done without Cam Rising? And, how good were they? Because we all know that Florida is struggling, and Utah only put up, I think, 24 on them. With a good defense, you don't really have to, and you didn't have your starters. So I think a lot of that plays on like what you said. If Cam Rising plays, that could help them because they're going, it's at Baylor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going into a hostile environment to a team. What are they saying?
So not only is Cam Rising not playing, Keith, or however you say the tight end's name, he's out as well.
What?
Yeah. But then also Baylor's starting quarterback is out. He sprained his MCL? Yeah, sprained his MCL last week. He's out 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh.
So this makes it even more interesting because there's so many backups playing.
Oh, yeah.
You don't really know what you're going to get.
Ooh, okay. All right. Let's keep an eye on that. Hey, one more that we did just because I want to appease Alec, and he's been talking about this daggone team. Cal plays Auburn. Cal put up 58 last week.
I like that game.
Auburn put up 59 last week. I hope to see a high-scoring affair. I think we're going to get a 13-10 battle, but I hope to see something a lot better than that. And hey, I want to see this quarterback.
Oh, Alec is calling it.
Cal we're winning the game. Wow. The newest member of the ACC. They're taking down an SEC school.
Outright, like not even spread. They're just outright going to win that game. I like it, man.
Boom. I can dig it. I'm definitely going to watch that one. Man, we might need to do a little recap if they get that done tomorrow or something, man. That looks good.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a fun one. That's a late night game. That's 8:30 kickoff. 8:30 my time.
Yeah, right.
10:30 your time kickoff. Good Lord.
Pac-12 after dark, baby. Love it.
Yeah, because Cal's hosting them. Auburn's got to come across the country. 10:30 kickoff their time. I think I like Cal too. Just situationally.
It's looking better for Cal all the while. I got to see what they look like. You put up 58 on anybody. I want to see what you look like. And so you guys have been talking about this quarterback, man. So was it Sam Jackson the fifth? Yeah. I want to see what he's doing.
Although he didn't start last week.
Oh.
Or at least their leading passer is Ben Finley.
Alec, who's Ben Finley?
Sophomore quarterback.
He said Cal's underdog at home. Yeah, I bet. Man, give me Cal outright. Okay.
Also, Oklahoma State travels to Arizona State for the same time kickoff.
Late
night.
Like
I thought going into the season that former Michigan quarterback Alan Bowman was going to be the starter for Oklahoma State. That's not the case either. They got another guy starting there.
Jeez.
But Jaden Rashada, the Florida commit that had all that money issue and all that, decommitted. Arizona State was the one that paid him, and he looked pretty good last week. They only won by 3 against Southern Utah, but so the team in general was not impressive. But 18-31, 236 yards, 2 touchdowns. Didn't run much, only 3 carries for a couple yards, but he's a real talented quarterback. So if they can, interestingly enough, Arizona State's done a pretty good job recruiting quarterbacks. They just haven't done a good job keeping them.
Yeah.
Because if you remember back to a few years ago, I think it was 2019, true freshman quarterback Jaden Daniels was the starter there, lighting it up.
Oh, yeah.
And then transferred after a couple of years to LSU.
Who did they had N'Keal Harry was there a couple years back.
N'Keal Harry was there, yeah. Yeah, Eno Benjamin.
They had talent, man. They have had talent. Kind of fell off as of recently. Last comment was by Eric, so I do want to talk about his game. I talk about, you think it's going to be a blowout. Notre Dame playing NC State. I never can sleep on NC State, man. They've embarrassed us before. So I'm thinking this might be a little bit of tougher matchup that it pulls away in the fourth. But I do think this is going to be one of the that's going to be an early test.
For me, I expect that game to be a lot like when we play Rutgers.
Yeah,
you're gonna kind of be like on that upset watch for 2 quarters, maybe part way into the second half. But 5 minutes in the second half, it's lights out. It's just game over. And I think the Notre Dame team from the last few years, I might be calling upset here for NC State.
Ooh.
But Sam Hartman leading the show here, that offense just looks different.
Absolutely.
And him and Audric Estime, I don't see them having this be close for too long.
Right. Once they get out and going, I think they got it. So, yeah, that scoreboard week 2 preview, man, we just kind of show some of these games. Hit as many as you can and pace yourself, ladies and gentlemen. As my guy Alex said, that there's a couple good games that will not start till after a lot of our bedtimes. All right. So
yeah. Well, it's nice that most of the games we talked about, they're like paced throughout the day, you know? So you get like a couple at the noon kickoff, couple in that kind of 3:30 range, and then a couple of these night games, and then I mean obviously a couple like midnight games essentially, but
right.
Yeah, there's something for everybody throughout the entire course of the day this week.
Love it. Love it. Hey, we are back. College football is back. It's in full swing.
So good.
In 2-3 weeks, October, then we start getting that action during the middle of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh yeah. I mean, like that was insane last year, and I can't wait for it to start this year.
Yes. All about it. All about it.